Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the reading of the Master List of Logical Fallacies with Alan Mueller, Bryce Barnett, and Sarah is joining us again. So we are on number 94, Paternalism.
Let's go. 94 paternalism. Let's get into it. A serious fallacy of ethos, arbitrarily tutting, that's a scientific term, tutting, dismissing or ignoring another's arguments or concerns as childish or immature, taking a condescending attitude of superiority towards opposing standpoints or towards opponents themselves. Example, your argument against the war is so infantile. Try approaching the issue like an adult for a change. Or I don't argue with children. Or somebody has to be the grown up in the room and it might as well be me. Here's why you're wrong. Also refers to the sexist fallacy of dismissing a woman's argument because she is a woman. Example, oh, it must be that time of the month, eh? See also ad hominem argument and tone policing. I remember this one, so I won't say names on this one. This one was used on me like quite a bit back at Vector in the beginning. It was huge. It was like and it wasn't quite like the words were not explicitly used, you're being a child about it, but it was the tone. I remember being told repeatedly when I would have like big deep emotional challenges or I was exhausted or I was struggling with whatever, with the idea of like calling people up and like, at 18, 19 years old, it's at 20 years old, it's a challenging thing to do. And then remember like sharing my genuine fears, my genuine concerns, my genuine this is hard because XYZ. And I remember being looked at and I had multiple managers look at me go, Alan, that's just silly. That's just silly.
Yep.
And like being told like my genuine fears were just silly and ridiculous and like being talked down to like a child. I remember yeah, so that's the only real um exposure I've had of it directly. I've witnessed it tons of times, but that to me is like where being called just silly was the closest I got to this for myself.
I have said, like multiple times, and Sarah knows this, like, is this person like fucking 5 years old? Um,
Hmm.
and it's because it's not so. Call me out if this is special pleading, but I don't actually think it is. Because it is the method of reasoning that I was accusing this person of doing, which was, um, it was they would hear a valid argument
Hmm.
and they would go like la 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 la, like I'm not gonna listen to that, I'm not gonna listen to it, and I'm like, dude, like, are we five? Like, is that just how we dismiss things? We're just not gonna listen to it. Um, and that doesn't make it doesn't make them wrong for being acting like a 5-year old. It makes them wrong for not listing evidence contrary to their belief. Uh, and yeah, uh, so it would be paternalism if I was saying that they were wrong because they're acting like a child,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but they're wrong for dismissing evidence.
Yeah, in general, with when adults act childish, I do everything I can. Like I know I've had like side comments to Amanda, like if we're in the car and someone pulls a dumb fucking move, or like we're talking about uh someone having an argument or saying a certain thing, and I'm like, um, I think I've in the past I've said like, what are we children? I think I've said that before, like for sure in a derogatory way. Never to someone's face, never to like shut their argument down. However, I very much try, if that thought ever comes up to like, oh, that person's acting childish, to remember that in that moment, whatever the subject matter was, um, an immature part of them was being poked at, that hasn't grown up or hasn't had emotional resolve or hasn't been seen, hasn't been heard, hasn't been nurtured, hasn't been given the opportunity to mature. And I think there's a lot more, I think there are a lot more children walking around in adult bodies than we give credit because of various traumas or painful experiences that happened at various times in their lives that left a part of their consciousness locked in a small cage. So I try to look at it from that lens when I see someone acting, from my perspective, childish. It's like, well, yes, because a part of their consciousness is locked in a little trauma box and needs to be able to be taken care of so it can grow beyond the trauma box. So that was a thought.
Awesome. I'm waiting for Sarah.
I didn't want to interrupt, so I was just letting you
Okay.
guys talk. Um, no, I've had especially the like, oh, it must be that time, huh? And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, even if it was, I'm like, why does that matter?
It doesn't invalidate the argument.
Yeah. Um, and the other day, one of Bryce's friends posted in their or in her stories something about women being on their periods, and it's like, did you know that testosterone actually increases when a woman's on their periods? And I was like, thank you for sharing that, because like I say this all the time. 'Cause it was about like women being emotional like on their periods, but like it was being debunked, and I was like, absolutely. Um, so that was interesting. But yeah, I've definitely had the, oh, it's that time argument, and I'm like, that doesn't invalidate anything that I said, but okay.
I'm just Googling that just to like make sure that that is true. According to Google AI, no testosterone levels do not typically increase during the menstruational cycle.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
that yeah,
I mean,
it,
Amanda also, she was just on her period and she just mentioned that testosterone increases at this particular time. So I like, yeah, there's two women saying that this is what happens to their bodies.
but they're not measuring their testosterone levels. They just heard somebody on the internet say that, which is just argument from authority. So, and like I don't want to spread like false rumors like that, but that's how most rumors go nowadays. Just some internet influencer said a thing, no one bothered to Google it at all.
But
So I just
like
want to like
that's
double
all,
check.
but it's also assuming that Google is a reliable source, which I don't believe Google is a reliable source.
Okay, well, the AI overview has sources. So let's check the sources. Feel free to Google yourself, because now I normally whenever I Google something like this, normally it turns out to be true. I'm like, oh, okay. This is now it's saying no. It's saying nope, that does not happen. Um, so let me look at these sources. ScienceDirect.com. Yeah, the AI overview cited a scientific article. And I'm just reading the abstract just to see if it is indeed saying that. But feel free to
I'm
Google
looking
yourself.
also.
Please fill blank space while I'm reading this. Or
I'm
I could
looking
share this.
I'm looking also
yeah,
Okay.
I'm reading it also.
because I'm curious.
This is the first thing it cited. So this is the abstract. You know what? Just so it's not boring, can someone read what either they're seeing or this? If you guys want to share, I could give you co-host.
No, no, you got it. I'm looking at here. I'm gonna control find C because I found a source that I trust. Let me find
Okay.
and
I
control
gave you
F.
co-host so you can
All right. Only finding one thing here. For some, their confidence grows slightly between days 6 and 13 of their cycle due to increased estrogen and testosterone levels. Got it. So I
I
don't
hate it
know.
when it's a part truth. When it's like, yes, there is increase in testosterone, but also it's an increase in estrogen. It's both.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, so days between days 6 and 13, but I don't know what if the cycle starts. I'm not sure when the cycle when I don't know what that means. I don't know when the cycle starts. But so test increased estrogen and testosterone between days 6 and 13. So interesting. I feel weird as a man, like researching and declaring information about women's periods. I feel odd doing that. That
that
doesn't,
is another fallacy. It is the identity fallacy. It doesn't matter what you are. You should have access to information just as everybody else should.
yeah, I think honestly I've had multiple experiences where um I've either witnessed people get very upset at men for saying anything about women's experience at all, or women directly getting angry at men. That there's like a genuine there's a biological reaction in my system of like don't want I just don't want to talk about it because I'm like genuinely afraid. I remember I was providing it. It's like yeah, but I don't have to go into it in super deep detail because it's not about this fallacy, but it's like a genuine
I'm
experience.
like, all right, we're doing identity fallacy part two.
Yeah. No, we don't have to get into it, but there's definitely like I definitely have a feeling in my body of like fear of like even like talking about a woman's
Yeah.
experience with a man because it gets so attacked so heavily. Like,
If you recall, I definitely danced around that one and was like, look, anyone like should be able to say whatever they want, regardless of what they are, doesn't
yeah,
change what they think,
yeah,
necessarily. Obviously, the experiences that they had because of what they are can
yeah,
influence that. But someone can have a rational thought, regardless of what body that they are in.
yeah,
And I was pointing out that this is a fallacy that particularly the left commits, because they'll say, I think cultural appropriation was part of it,
yeah.
that was a fallacy that the left definitely celebrates, and I'm like, no, I don't care what side does it, it's a fallacy and we should stop doing it. So like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm a man, I don't know if I can say that. No, like if I have the fucking evidence, I'm gonna show the evidence. The evidence says this. So sorry, yeah, I don't I've since reading that one, it's kind of helped with that, I guess therapeutically. But yeah, I'm now over it. I'm not gonna entertain it. The left is wrong on that. I'm not participating.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Paternalism,
Healing,
bring up
right?
extra stuff. Yeah, literally. Get to I love by the way how often in these episodes we've done something comes up for I'll speak for myself because I don't know your experience of it. Something will come up where I'll have a full blown reaction. I'm like, oh shit, I had a reaction just now. Let's trace that back. Let's figure that out. It's so cool. I love that. I love that it gets
Yes.
captured in real time.
So I'm curious, so were you looking at the same article about the menstruation cycle that I was, or you were reading
No,
something
I
else?
was looking at a there's a website that website slash app called Flow that helps women like track cycles and
Yep.
all that stuff. And
Okay.
they do a lot of research because they're constantly blasting out information to support women with understanding their cycles and embracing their cycles and all of that. So it's that's when I was like looking for information. I went to their page in particular and then Control F for anything on testosterone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So yeah, I think when it comes to that, I guess rumor, um, it's that because the initial rumor was men accuse women of being more irrational when um Can you hear that?
when on their cycle.
Yeah.
Well, when they're in certain sections of their cycle, yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, there was a beeping that was going on. Did you hear that at all or no?
No, you're good.
No.
Cool. Thanks, Zoom, for filtering that out. Okay, so yeah, sorry. The rumor was that women were more irrational on their menstrual cycle, and that it's because they have more testosterone, and therefore men would by default naturally be more irrational than they are. Um, and we found that no, it just means that both testosterone and estrogen increase, and so you cannot have that like conclusion from that. So technically correct, but in a way that
That's not incorrect.
dismisses. What's that?
That's not incorrect. It's not like testosterone doesn't cancel out estrogen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? No, I didn't say. Did I say incorrect? Technically correct,
Got it.
but not the conclusion that that rumor was attempting to make.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
Very good. All right, I think we're good on paternalism.